Okay YouTubers, I've done a little mod to my Leatherman charge. I've seen a few people on there have put a ferro rod onto their pen knives, their Leatherman waves. I've got a Leatherman charge TTI. I've had it for a number of years. I really like this tool. Seen a lot of action, a lot of use. I haven't really modded it before, so this is a first time mod for me for my Leatherman, because I've always worshipped them a little bit, so this is new territory for me. But I've seen a few, and I had an idea. I'm a little bit into my survival and starting fires in the wild in wet conditions with different types of materials, and I was intrigued by this, and as I've always got my Leatherman on me, so I decided to have a go, see if I could come up with a solution for myself. So basically what I did was I got a ferro rod, which is 5.5 millimeters in diameter. It was originally that length, which is very nearly the same length as the Leatherman charge. I have seen people do this before, but this is my own idea. I cut the end of the ferro rod. Well, I grooved it first before I cut it, so I put 2 grooves in the side, each side, and then I gently tapped it in with a hammer from the widest end of the groove in the Leatherman charge pocket clip down to the narrow end. And as you can see, I've made it just ever so slightly wider, and the ferro rod being a softer material than the stainless steel pocket clip, I drove it down. I had to keep adjusting with my Dremel with a cutting wheel to the point where it would interference fit on its way down. I did this until I got to the required depth. I also grooved out the end a little bit, just in case I went over the end of the pocket clip groove. And then once I reached the end, I put the whole thing in a vise, and then just gently pressed it in with a bit of vise pressure, i.e. straightened this out a little tiny bit, because over the years it has kind of bowed inwards with use. And I pressed it straight again, so that the end of the ferro rod just dips ever so slightly down below the edge of the groove. But the thing about this is, although it is very tight in there, there's no way that's coming out. The way I would use this is with the back edge of the wood saw, which has got a very sharp spine to it, and I will strike this down into the wedge. So in actual fact, I will be tightening it every time I use it. And the other great thing about it is I'm striking it away from the end I'll actually be which is the easiest end to hold, which is a pocket clip end, the chargeman clip end. So I'm always striking it down and tightening it up. Obviously this has got a finite use, because it's only a small piece of ferro rod, 5.5 mil thick. I've actually reduced that probably by a third by grooving it and placing it inside the groove of the pocket clip. But once I've reduced it down to an unusable depth, I can reverse it and still get a couple of strikes from the underside before eventually, I should imagine, that this will wear out and fall out, and then it's back to square one to make another one. I hope you guys found this useful. I will be doing future videos on some of the other kit I've made for outdoor activities, so watch this space. Cheers guys.